If you're like me, an action figure collector, well, I'm sure you feel a whole range of emotions when you're buying and collecting. Happiness, excitement, regret. Hey everybody, Jason here of GhostbustersNews.com, and as always, Ghostbusters News right here on YouTube. And yeah, today, you know what, it's not really going to be like a review. I mean, it's kind of a review, but I just want to tell a story, and I want to see how many people out there like have, you know, a similar story, or just, you know, want to chat about it down below in the comments section. So behind me here, I've got tons of Ghostbusters action figures, collectibles, memorabilia, really just things that I love. You know, I love Ghostbusters, so I love collecting Ghostbusters things. That makes sense, right? And more than a decade ago, Mattel started releasing Ghostbusters action figures. And this line was pretty important for its time, because this was the very first time that action figures were made from Ghostbusters the film that actually sported the actors' likenesses. Now the figures themselves, they were sold via MattyCollector.com, and there were 6-inch action figures like you're seeing right now, and there were also 12-inch action figures. Or dolls, if you want to call them dolls, but I mean, come on, like those things are action figures. Oversized 12-inch action figures, right? Now, when these first started coming out, I only wanted to collect the 12-inch releases. To me, they were pretty impressive. I mean, they featured like light-up proton packs. At the time, I thought some of the likenesses were actually pretty good, especially the Peter Venkman, Bill Murray one. But after the original 4 got released, nothing else really came, and the 6-inch line had more and more releases like the Scoleri Brothers and Vigo the Carpathian. So of course, seeing those figures come out, I then had to have the 6-inch line. And I bought the figures. I bought every single one that Mattel was releasing via MattyCollector.com. Of course, there was also like the Ghostbusters 2 Toys R Us exclusive 4-pack that came with Slimer. But there were 2 releases that I actually passed on, and it's these guys. They're 2 packs released to commemorate the 30th anniversary of Ghostbusters. Now, they were released, of course, back in 2014 when Ghostbusters was celebrating its 30th anniversary. And the first 2-pack featured Dr. Egon Spengler with Dr. Peter Venkman, and the second 2-pack included Winston Zeddemore and Dr. Ray Stantz. Now, the big deal with these when they were released is they had removable proton packs. Up until now, like the figures that Mattel was releasing, the packs you couldn't actually take off their backs. Oh, and each figure also came with a proton stream, which was pretty cool. And I mean, the box itself too is like amazing, and we're going to talk about that here in a second. But to me, removable proton packs just weren't worth the $40 asking price for each box set. So back in 2014, I passed on these, and to be honest, I'm kind of glad I did, because in 2016, when Ghostbusters Answer the Call got released, these figures got released like at mass retail at Walmart locations in their own individual packages, and a much cheaper price point, which made double dipping that much easier. So the fact I was actually able to walk into my local Walmart in 2016 and pick up these figures, but once again in their own separate boxes with removable proton packs, I pretty much thought, you know, yeah, I'd never buy this whatsoever at all, right? I never would. But recently, as a collector, you may notice here, you know, I started installing like lights back here. I started working on the display, and I started looking at those 2 packs. I started thinking to myself, the box arts are really, really nice, and they would look really good in my collection. So last week I was cruising around on old eBay, and I saw a listing for both of these, you know, for both box sets here, and it was like dirt cheap, and I won it. And I mean, there was a small bidding war that took place, but I snagged both of these sets for a total pricing of only $31. Considering these sold originally for 40 bucks a piece, I think that's a hell of a deal. Now, like I said, I'm not going to really review these figures. I'm not going to open up the box or anything like that. I've already got these figures, like I said, out of the box because they released them separately. But I just want to give the box arts just a once-over because, like I said, it is a thing of beauty. Now, first, I want to start with the box art, which I think is the superior of the 2, which comes with Winston Zeddemore and Ray Stantz. And why do I think it's superior? Because check out the background right there. We've got this image of Gozer the Gozerian. And Gozer is a figure that Mattel never actually released. I mean, like, this is the closest we ever got to a Gozer figure. Just like a piece of art on the back of a card. Come on, Mattel. Well, you should have gave us a Gozer figure. I mean, Diamond Select Toys gave us a Gozer figure. Hasbro, their first line in the Plasma series, Gozer figure. Why didn't you give us a Gozer figure? Why? Now, another thing about these box sets I didn't actually mention is each Ghostbuster, yes, they do come with their own proton stream, but on top of that, each figure comes with their very own glow-in-the-dark base. Now, I'm going to keep this in the box, but I gotta be honest with you. The bases here are really tempting me. I want to crack this open. I want to, you know, put the figures on the display bases and have them back here, but not going to do that. I'm going to keep it, you know, mint on card. But these display bases to me are kind of like, you know, like the new hat that Malibu Stacy wears and like Smithers can't get enough of.
She's just a regular Malibu Stacy with a stupid cheap hat.
But she's got a new hat.
Now going back to the box here, of course we got the Terror Dogs on the sides here. The Terror Dogs were kind of a staple for Mattel's like box arts. And also on the side here, we do have these ghosts holding up signs randomly. One advertising the fact that this set does come with proton streams. It includes proton streams. And the one on the other side there advertises that it comes with removable proton packs. And turning the box around to the back here, we got the personnel files of both Winston and Ray. And I always love the detail that Mattel put into these back box arts. You got the little post-it note there advertising like the Sedgwick Hotel that they called recently. Have the Chinese food, the fortune cookie there, of course a charred marshmallow. Peter Venkman's business card. I mean, once again, love the box art here. It's really giving me a reason, once again, to keep it in the box and not tear it open to get to these bases. Now, the Egon and Peter figures, the box here is pretty much about the same. The only change up is rather than having Gozer in the background, they have this nameless green apparition. And I think that green apparition is like the exact same one that is like on the sides here as well. I mean, I feel like you could do something better here. Like, I know there's Terror Dogs on the side, but couldn't you put like a Terror Dog, like kind of like lunging at the Ghostbusters? Or maybe just, you know, put Gozer on there again? Or maybe even the Library Ghost. I don't know. I just feel like having a nameless green ghost here rather than like a name brand ghost, because I mean there's so many you could actually choose from when it comes to Ghostbusters, it's just kind of a missed opportunity. Turning the box around to the back here, it is the same template, just the big change up here obviously is the personnel files shown here are for Egon and Peter. And like I said, I bought both of those sets, the two sets, 4 figures in total, for just a low price of only $31. But to me, that seller also had like another item that you know, I also wanted, and I messaged him. I was like, hey, would you combine shipping? And he's like, yeah, I'd combine shipping. So I had to buy it, especially for this other item I'm about to show you. It is the Marshmallow Mess Race Stance, and I got this for $1. Yeah, only $1. Now, I already have Marshmallow Mess Ray in my collection. You can see him back there. But once again, I jumped into this line a little late, so when I bought him loose just via eBay. And he didn't come with a proton stream, his marshmallow covered base, or the MT500 radio. Which, taking a look here at the packaging, you can see all that's included right in here. And as I've started becoming more of a completist when it comes to my collection, you know, I just had to have this. And the fact that I was able to snag it for only $1, I mean, how could I say no? And it made snagging those other 4 figures, those 2-2-packs, that much easier. I actually have to admit, I didn't realize the MT500 radio was so detailed for such a small scale item from Mattel. Had I known that, I would have probably tried to track down this radio long ago, because I love that little pack-in. So that's my haul, guys. 5 figures for like $32. I don't think it was that bad whatsoever. And also, you know, I know the Mattel line gets quite a bit of hate there, especially with the recent release of Hasbro's Ghostbusters Plasma Series figures. And yes, I know, I mean, just looking at the collection right now, Mattel reused a lot of the same molds over and over and over and over and over and over again. But in that line, I honestly feel like they had some really big wins, and I don't think you should sell the Mattel Ghostbusters line short. I mean, it holds a very special place in my heart, and hopefully it does for you as well. I mean, to be honest, there's something about the Rookie figure that I absolutely love in the line. Like, I don't want to say that he's my favorite Ghostbusters action figure ever released, but he ranks pretty darn high up there, despite not having all the Ghostbusters video game upgrades attached to his Proton Pack. So I hope everybody enjoyed today's video as I talked about 6-year-old action figures. Yeah, if you want more of that, be sure to subscribe to Ghostbusters News right here on YouTube and bust that little bell notification icon to stay up to date with all the Ghostbusters happenings and to keep up to date with our yearly Halloween countdown, which is going on right now because you're watching it. And as always, if you'd like to help out Ghostbusters News, we do have a Patreon page. You can find the link to that right down below in the description, and I will see everybody right back here next time, Ghostbusters News right here on YouTube.